All right, welcome back to the fantasy recap of the Tebowing League podcast. It's your undefeated champion Trav, and I'm here with fantasy expert and 2023 champion Ben. Ben, how are you doing tonight?
Travis, I'm doing great. It's great to be back. Another good week, another win for me. So it's early, but sticking with undefeated always feels good. And going into feeling good, do you have some players who are feeling good after week two? Who do we have for the
Yeah,
big
man, I
boom?
uh, I got a boom player for you. Let me scroll down here and find his team. Marcos, the boom player of the week is that onesie position we highlighted last week, and this week we're talking about Tucker Kraft, my fucking cheesehead. Coming in at 24 points this week, I believe, and really just setting a positional advantage right away. Week two, week one was also great, and let me just find, man, guess we need to go back here, but how do you get just his this week's or this year's stats? I don't want to look at his career stats, man. Anyway, yeah,
Looks like
24
he's got
points.
34 on the season
Yeah,
already in just
34 on
two
the season.
weeks.
Yeah, two tuds,
Is
back-to-back
this
weeks with touchdowns.
as a boom player, I got to ask, is this something that you think is going to be substantial at that tight end position? That's sometimes a tough position to fill. Tucker Kraft was not what I would consider a big tight end name going into the draft and going into the season. Do you think this is the kind of volume that he's going to be able to maintain?
I mean, he sneakily had 700 yards last year, and I think like 6 or 7 like touchdowns. Like, he was good last season, and they highlighted him all year long, talking about how he needed to be a focal point of the offense. He's a captain this year. That's some inside info for y'all. And like he's just a leader, and really truly, he's like a baby Kittle. Like the guy blocks fucking 250 pounds. Those people off of him. Really a dog. But let's speak of another dog. Who's your bus player of the
Oh,
week?
my bust player of the week. It's interesting because I started looking at booms and busts as I was preparing for this, and I noticed something. I noticed that there was a flip flop in the booms and busts from week one to week two, because I think that week one we had a major boom or major bust player that we talked about, Jamar Chase, having to turn it around, and he did. He came out and made a big boom in week two. Also in week one, a major boom player who swapped and had a bust this week, and that's going to be Derrick Henry falling flat on his face with a giant bust. In fact, a bust so bad that he immediately got traded. Was it the right move? Does a league commissioner need to step in on a move like that? I don't know. We'll get to it. But Derrick Henry was my bust of the week, coming off of a 30-point game to 2.3 points in week two. And that raises some eyebrows as to what is going on and what can we expect. And it's
I mean,
it's it's also surprising to note. You've got the matchup pulled up here, so I want to touch on it. Both of these players, the boom bust players that flopped, were involved in this matchup, which I'm kind of considering to be the just a flopped matchup of the week. I mean, both these teams were struggling majorly, even with Jamar Chase on Kiki's team. Derrick Henry really hurt Angels team and caused him to be the lowest bust team of the week.
all right, okay. I mean, whenever you have a guy like Derrick Henry giving you 2 points, like you're probably not going to be on the W side of a week. But hey, Kiki got on to the winning side of a week because Jamar Chase goes for 36 and not gave him, I believe, 4 last week. So you see when your big stars come to play, results happen. But talking about a boom team that actually came through and is still undefeated. Talking about Austin this week with the highest scoring team of the week at 189. Highlighting players like St. Brown with 39, Devontae Adams 22, and JT with 29. He's really just got a real complete roster here, right? I mean, like this is like good players on the bench with Dobbins, who's an RB1 right now. Austin once again putting in a nice performance in the regular season, just like last year.
Oh yeah, and that another 2-0 team, he's definitely going to be competitive. I don't think this is some one-off, some flukes. Obviously, Amon Ra went kind of crazy. JT, like you said, I mean, this team's built out, and it really is going to be that this is going to be a tough one to compete with come playoffs.
I mean, Chuba Hubbard too. Like the highlight. I mean, he's just somebody's underappreciated in fantasy. I got him in a few leagues and just 18.7. Like he's an RB1 and he has been since last year off the waiver wire. But that stink of the waiver wire still is on him for some reason. But
That's true. That's a good point. You brought up kind of a boom team. I want to bring up, we did talk about Angel being the biggest bust of a team, and that was due to some of his players. But can we highlight Russell's team real quickly?
all right, 80 points.
Russell's team only 80 points, but is it all the players' fault? Because I took a quick look at his bench, and he had three players on the bench that outscored every single player on his starting roster, other than, of course, Saquon Barkley. When you see
Bad
things like this, you
manager.
gotta
I
wonder,
didn't even
is it
think of
time
that.
for a change at the top? Look at that. And he's feeling the frustrations. I think it's already led him to drinking as he was sending videos earlier, shotgunning what seemed to be
Fire
old,
Jerry.
expired beers.
Fire Jerry. We got to get him out of here.
Something
Hey, they're
something
never.
you highlighted this team last week for its depth and its potential and its roster, but I think the problem might just be at the top with its coach, its manager here.
Man, as much as fantasy is luck, it's definitely skill. And Keenan Allen gave you a week one performance that was gold. So did Debo, and he said, "Nah, I'm gonna leave him on the bench. I'm gonna rock with." I mean, to be fair though, like Drake London and Wilson after week one, Wilson that's hard to sit. Myers is phenomenal. He's just got he's. This is gonna be a situation year round, this year because like he's every week he's gonna have start sit decisions. Even DJ Moore, like you think he'd go trade and get like really lock in like players with all this depth, but he's just gonna mismanage and keep having this result.
We'll see. We'll see. It's early, but I'm definitely looking forward to see what he can do. He's got a lot of talent. He just needs to put it to use in the right ways.
Man, that hurts. 8, 5, 9. But all right, man. Let's get into waivers here. Ben, talk to me about what happened on this week's waiver report.
A notable waiver wire. We had a lot of activity. You got to wonder what drives waivers, and the biggest driving to waivers is going to be injuries. So I'll touch on. There was only two injuries really to report this week, both of them coming out of the QB position, with Justin Fields leaving with a concussion, and then obviously a very devastating blow to quarterback Joe Burrow, having
Oof.
that issue with his foot, toe, having to have surgery. He's going to be
Turf
sidelined for
toe.
three plus months. Yeah, turf toe. It's something you hear. You go, what even is that? Is it
Dude,
because of turf or what is it? I mean, I looked into it and it
terrible
is
name.
a serious injury.
Yeah, it's the ligaments on the bottom of your foot actually. It's not even like your toe really. It's involving like the ligaments on the bottom of your foot to where you can't really flex that toe. And he had a grade like 3 like tear. So like that was surgery and probably out for the season.
Man, and yeah, that is devastating. It's devastating too to some of the players. Obviously, we're going to have to watch and see, does this boost Chase Brown? Does this hurt Jamar Chase? Does this hurt T. Higgins? Who comes in and who do you get at quarterback if you're the one with those players, which is what we saw a little bit in the waiver ads. What are you
I
pulling
mean,
up here?
I'm
Got some
just looking
stats?
at. I wanted to see how, like, we're talking about how it affects him. I wanted to see if Jamar Chase would have fall. I mean, he's been unanimous one, so he did technically fall one spot in rankings, but like, it's still pretty good. Let's take a look at what Chase did real quick. 10. I mean, dang, they're kind of putting some respect on the backup. I mean, maybe T Higgins has fallen pretty far. Yeah, Higgins is. I mean, a wide receiver too. Nah, they're giving respect to whoever the backup. I forget his name, but they're giving him respect.
Yeah, who is that backup? Man, I'm
I
drawing a
don't know,
blank.
man.
No,
Uh,
I
he
just
got
saw a
cut by
highlight
the
of him.
Minnesota Vikings. I will tell you
Yes,
that. And he plays them this week, so let's get another revenge game.
he did, and I think it last year that he played him whenever he had
Yep.
just gotten cut, and he kind of went off. He went out there and threw the rock really well. So yeah, very interesting to see. what that leads. Now, what was the activity? What kind of activity did that drive in the waivers? Obviously, we had Jeff, who was the team who had Joe Burrow. So of course he goes out and what's he do? He puts a $1 bid trying to get Daniel Jones. Now, of course, a dollar's not going to buy Daniel Jones whenever you have Russell coming in, beating him by $100, throwing an absolute bag on Daniel Jones. And it's important to note that why would Russell do that? Well, he is the one who had Justin Fields. So he did take a hit
The
at
other
quarterback.
quarterback.
And I think that's on Jeff to know who else is picking up quarterbacks this week. And if you're going to go after Daniel Jones, I think you should make a better effort. Um, outside of that, we had some other big spending. Trey with Scoop Squad picking up Ramondre Stevenson for $78. That's an interesting bid. That must have saw something in the New England game. I know that Ramondre did have a good week, but how do you value that going forward? We don't know. There was a couple other decent expenses with Kiki and another Scoop Squad spending roughly 30, 32, $37 it looks like to acquire D-Hop, Troy Franklin, so some wide receivers for their depth. And then of course varying other pickups. A notable one I thought was that Green Bay defense had three separate bids. Me, Trey, it looks like me, Trey, and Russell all threw a bid on Green Bay, which ended up costing $15 for Russell to get. I think that's a great ad. You don't see it too often that at least I'm not willing to spend very much of my fab on a defense,
Might
but
be a season long ad though. Like legit.
Green Bay's really come a long way in proving that they do have a great defense. They can put up some points on defense. They're going to stop some of these bigger names teams. So I can see that value paying off. I don't think a defense is going to win you the league. It's not going to win you the season,
No.
but it's certainly it
Gonna
can
win
win
you
you a game.
weeks. Yeah.
It
It's
can
gonna
win
win
you
you
a game.
weeks.
But we saw, I think in the flopped matchup earlier, both of those guys' defenses were in the negatives. It would have been better for them to bench them. Angel having
Yeah, it can
having the
hurt you.
Cowboys, and
Yeah,
Kiki
what
having the Broncos.
was that? Cowboys. The Broncos I understand, but I mean we watched the Chargers put on a clinic against the Chiefs, and Justin Herbert's really slinging that thing right now. So yeah, I don't know about that. Was another questionable manager call.
Yep, that's right. Now, do you want me to go ahead and lead right into trades while we're talking about
Yeah,
players moving
yeah.
around?
Let's get into it.
So
Let's see.
obviously people picking up players off the waiver, but we also got people making big moves in trades. We had quite a surprising one that's kind of ignited a fire in the group chat this week, where we had team What Am I Missing and team Scoop Squad, who did a trade that involved Derrick Henry and scary Terry McLaurin traded away for none other than David Montgomery and Mike Evans. This obviously started a little bit of chatter in the group chat of, is everything okay? What's going on? Why is this trade getting pushed through? Should a league commissioner be able to take a trade and push it through the way that it was? A lot came about of this. And I think I've slept on this overnight. I've had a full day to think about it. And I think I've realized that Angel, Angel is really, you know, deep down a true Cowboys fan, and he's learned from Jerry Jones. And what do? You go out and you trade away your best player. There's nothing else to say about a team that's ran by a manager that's a Cowboys fan, that's losing, is down, just really down on themselves right now. 0-2 with another big loss, and he's just going to go and what else is there to do but trade away your best player.
I mean, not only his best player, second best player too. Sent that off to me. I mean, he
Yeah,
was
he
in
did.
full tilt mode. He's 0 and
That
2 and he's in full tilt mode. It's
that's right.
early. It's
That's right.
early. It's not DEFCON 5. Angel,
Yeah.
sound the alarms, brother. Get a grip. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Just
Well, what
selling
do you,
off our team on week 3?
I really thought that he was doing his weekly chug early, and he was chugging beers, and he was just drunk when he made that trade. I didn't, it blew my mind. I couldn't believe it. But yeah, he followed up with more trades to you. I want to highlight a couple players that moved around rather quickly, because you were quick to get in the action, trading Wandale Robinson and George Pickens for Nico Collins, and then immediately flipping Nico Collins back over for Tedero McMillan and Rashi Rice. I mean, I think all in all, I think that's a pretty quick come up in my personal opinion, a little upgrade to your wide receivers and to your depth. Obviously, these are some
That
players that
piece.
respectably, I think, make for a good trade where you can buy on some opportunity and you can sell on somebody else's preference. I think that's perfectly reasonable. I still don't understand the Henry trade, but you can't tell the future, so we really won't know how that one's going to play out until about
Until
15
it
weeks from
does.
now,
Yeah,
till the
until
end
it
of the
does.
season.
I mean, if Gibbs was to go down, like Montgomery would be an RB1 and he would look like
It's
a
true.
genius. So
That's
like,
true. That's true. And
you know,
Henry could go down. You never know. He is
yep,
getting older.
you never know. Like,
You can't predict those kind of things, but I think group consensus was that was a terrible trade. I'd love to have Angel be a guest and come on and tell us exactly what he was thinking in that moment, whether his family was being held hostage, if there was ransom involved, and what was going
see what
on.
he was ranked this week.
But until then, we just don't know, and really, we'll just have to wait and see how it plays out.
I mean, differential in the rankings is Derrick Henry's ranked 7 this week, and
Keep
David
scrolling.
Montgomery's ranked 27th. A
Yeah.
terrible matchup. And then
Where's 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 Scary Terry and Mike
let's
Evans? They
take
got to be real close.
Scary Terry is 28th and Mike Evans is 18th, so 10 differential.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So
But I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. I mean, also, just to justify point, like I do think like sometimes you do got to shake up your roster. Like you do got to just mix some stuff up, and also like credit to Angel and everyone being active enough to want to like be better and make the roster better. I
that's
like
true. We don't
trading,
want to discourage
so
trades.
no, I like trading.
And
Um,
really, I brought up a point to you earlier that has helped me cope with some of this is that, if you would have traded Tyreek Hill week 2 last year,
yeah,
everybody would have said that's so
straight
stupid. But then
like
hindsight,
a
you
genius
could have
move.
went and got a player that really helped you win your league and
BTJ,
avoided being stuck.
yeah.
Exactly.
BTJ like had just a few good weeks and then all of a sudden erupted. I mean,
Yep.
it's all like I said, looking into the future and making your best guess at what you think is going to happen and having conviction on players and outcomes and being a good fantasy manager. Um,
I'm going to give him a lot of shit. We don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to give him a lot of shit for that trade, but we won't know until the weeks go forward. And speaking of, do we have some highlights coming up for this next week?
Absolutely. Let's take a flashback here to week 2, and we're gonna start with the week 2 matchup of the week. And still 2-0 against Rockefeller Gang here. And gonna hop in, Barry and I. Hop in, take a look what happened. I mean, he got really let off the hook with Josh Allen blowing the doors off of the Jets, only giving me 11 points. That hurt, but my boys come through. Pickens, rest in peace, buddy. You're not on my team anymore. But you popped off, gave me 17, really gave me a good comfortable cushion. That way I didn't have to watch that second Monday night game and just got to go to sleep and then wake up $160 richer too. So that's nice.
Shout out, good
Um,
pick 'em win.
Good pick 'em win. Had to give a little quick insert, quick plug for that. Um, Also, want to talk about another good big time matchup that I was interested in seeing with Russell and Hunter here. Hunter always drafts a good team, and kind of underperformed week 1, and then came through. Gave Russell a clobbering with his bad poor management here with what is that, almost 50 55 points on the bench, give or take there, quick maths. um yeah, this has got to be bad, super bad performance on Russell. Hunter moving up in the power rankings. Little sneak peek for what happened there. Ben, anybody you want to touch on real quick before we hop into the power rankings?
No, sir, the windshield's bigger than the rear view for me, so I'm only focused on next week.
Week 3, baby. All right. So let's give y'all a quick peek of preview of week 3. We got a big 2-0 2-0 matchup here, and let's look at these fucking studs you got here, the
Only
projected
one of
leaders.
us, only one of us can leave this week undefeated.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fun game. Lots of shit talk. I'm sure is gonna happen. We got Kiki and Jeff this week. We got Rockefeller Gang and Angel. What did I miss? Oof. Hopefully you don't miss Derrick Henry, and you sure do
What did
like
I miss?
Montgomery.
What did I miss? I'll tell you what you missed. You missed the playoffs. Yeah,
Oh,
actually, I think you might have missed the whole damn point of this game.
damn, damn. We got Russell and filled these baits, and then generic Team Thorpe. Wish we could get a better team name than this. I know you're out there in Florida getting tan, brother, but Florida boy Steve Irwin Jr. something. Um, we got the rookie performing like a rookie, 0-2, Trey and Hunter, the savvy former champion. Marcos, Mr. No Trade, 1-1, Mr. Waiver Wire, Mr. Tucker Craft, boom, versus the guy that might be jumping out of helicopters right now. Who knows? No manager on this team, really, truly. Thank you for your service. Um, Going into the power rankings here, take a quick look of last week's Dak Haktua, and then this is just what it was. Russell at 1, and we'll see where he's at now.
Right, what do we
So
got?
what we got here? We
Oh, I
got
love
Baker.
that Baker exchange. I love that exchange.
The only
Baker's
thing
a
that will
dog.
heal an injury is the need to talk shit. I can relate, baby. Boy popped
100%.
up and said, "Fuck you and your mama, bitch." But
100%.
but all right, here we go. Here's the power rankings for
Oh,
week
let's
3
go.
of the Tebowing League. We're gonna give some credit here at Ben, moving up to 1. I really thought about this, and the reason why, one, I wanted to give you the kiss of death coming in at 1. We saw what happened to Russell. I didn't want to give that to myself personally. There is some bias there. But 2,
Okay.
want to highlight a big move that you had, and I mean, I was involved in this, giving up Javonte Williams for Shakur, and Shakur sucked, and Javonte Williams had like 7 targets, and dang, that really stings. You got a great backup tight end with Sam Laporta. Jawan's fantastic, man.
Yeah,
Rookie,
tough
hopefully.
decisions to start making too.
Yeah. I mean, you really got to think about Jawan. Like he's the man there right now, and I listen a lot. I wonder what he's ranked. Let's take a quick peek. Jawan.
He's right there, right under Laporta. 7.
Damn, that's top 10. Holy shit, that's actually
Yep.
really good. Great matchup too. Both got 2 good matchups. That's gonna be a high scoring affair at Baltimore. I'm nervous about that. But back to these power rankings. I'm bumping up a spot, going from 3 to 1. Austin, the only other undefeated team, getting the respect on his name, getting to come up to 3, coming up 3 spots. Rockefeller, more like rock your ass to sleep, get a better team. Barry, -2, moving down. Had to fucking put some belt to ass. Get my lick back from the sleeper league as well. Hunter, told you I liked the performance against Russell, +3. Marcos, he's always good for, he's like the Cowboys. He's good for like 8 wins. Sometimes goes to the playoffs, but starting off strong. Poor management will get you moved down. It's the worst thing you could do. You got the players. You did the hard part. Manage your freaking team. -6, Russell. Drink another beer.
Wow. Big
You know,
drop.
big drop. Jeff, Burrow injury really hurts. Like got to go find a quarterback now. And Burrow's not just a quarterback. He's a stud. So -3. Kiki getting a dub. You move up a spot. It's that easy. Oh, Trey's green here, but really, truly, Trey needs to be orange. -3. Welcome to the league, Rook. Angel, no movement. Channing,
Still at
MIA.
the bottom.
Yeah, will be until he's back. But all right, guys, that was week 3 or week 2 recap, week 3 preview of the Tebowing League fantasy football